camera looks fuzzy.
Good evening,
Ladies and gents.
ladies and gents, gents and ladies.
Gentle
We're gonna give it a minute before we start. See how many people we can get on here. I bet y'all say how appropriate with Halloween approaching. They're talking about the paranormal, but we talking about real life experiences with the paranormal. Anybody who ever had a real life experience, most people have.
Don't even realize it.
Sometimes you don't even realize it. Some people do and don't want to admit it, or they don't want to say they did or whatever. Hey, Linda. But I know I had some, me personally had some traumatizing experiences when I was a kid. I might not talk about it tonight. I don't know.
No,
but
we're gonna touch on it.
Anybody who ever had any, feel free to, share it. And then I'm gonna tell you a story. It makes for a good story, especially with the way I'm gonna tell it. And
I got something I'm gonna share with you.
It was told to me that it was true, but who knows? I wasn't there. But it does make for a good story. Now, I put on a post, do you believe in ghosts? If you ask me, yeah. I don't know if you want to call it a ghost, but I do believe in that type of stuff. The paranormal is real. I know this for a fact.
Hey. What's up, y'all?
Yeah. So hopefully we can get some people on here who don't mind talking about theirs also. Hey Jewel.
Yo, we got another guy here. He taller than everybody, but we only got enough room. Me and Kurt's shoulders and backs are so wide, and I saw a guy, brother Rick.
I got my brother Larry and my brother Kurt. Oh wow.
Rick finna tell y'all a couple of things to himself that he done had a brush with too.
May said hi, y'all.
May, sister.
I think Larry, did I ever tell you about the thing? You were at the house when we was talking about Mississippi. What happened in Mississippi?
Well,
about that treasure spot?
Hey, Patrice.
I know it was about the treasure spot. No, you ain't tell me about that, but I do when you tell me about the incident on Dice Road.
Okay. All right. You remember that one.
And I did some research that Dice Road stuff was true. Man. That Dice Road, that house ain't there no more. They finally got a chance to bulldoze it. Finally got a chance to bulldoze it. Just like the one I was going to tell them about on Walnut Church. I'm tell them about that story. And there's proof. I have
Here's documented proof.
And you go to my YouTube page, put in my name, go to my YouTube page, and you will see the story about that house. It was on Walnut Street.
11th and Walnut.
Yep.
A house we lived in.
We lived in this house. And we lived in this house. Come to find out, we moved into that house less than 2 months after a brutal murder in that house. A grisly murder.
It was only a month. Later, we moved into that house.
Yep, and we didn't know nothing about it. The landlord didn't say nothing about it. See, I remember this. I was 8 years old. I cannot forget this place because I had the worst experience in the house. I did this time. I had the worst. Kurt was the first one to notice something was wrong with the house, and this was the day that we walked in there.
When we first walked in the door.
Yep, when we first walked in the door. Curtis noticed it first. He was like, "I don't like this house," and just a second later, it hit me. I don't like it neither. But I'm gonna get into that story a little bit later. But anybody who don't believe me, go to my YouTube page. Like I say, it's just my name. Just put my name in on YouTube, and you will see.
This is documented proof about this house, and we actually lived in it.
Yep, the house is no longer there, but any of my old school friends and family would know this house because I'm quite sure everybody in there saw it. I was over there by, used to be the Walnut Street hardware store. It's right catty corner from there.
Yep.
So, go to YouTube, put in Larry Canty, and you'll find me. And check it out. Just scroll through my little page. I ain't got much on there. But check the channel out.
Right, I'm gonna start with letting Rick tell you about his experience in Mississippi, and this is true. This is true stuff. And then I'm gonna talk to y'all.
Larry, you might remember this, but I don't think Kurt did because you was coming around more at the time. But my mom and dad are from Philadelphia, Mississippi, and I'm not going to drag it out, so I'm going to try to do it quick and get to the meat of it. You know how your grandmama and them would sit around and they start telling all these spooky stories, and you be like, yeah, whatever, this ain't true. So my dad, my Uncle Charles, was telling us about a place, a Renaissance spot, where they buried all this Renaissance gold and stuff at where nobody could never get it. Nobody could go in there and get it because the place was haunted. So me and my first cousin, we thought this is crap. And he told my dad, he said, well, take us to the place. My dad looked at my Uncle Charles and said, get the guns and we're going to go over here. So they made us put on them waders, these boots, because there was a lot of swampland back there. Now, when we got there was a strange feeling. You know how you feel sick, you smell something, and it's too sweet, but this is crazy. Because, Larry, it was a tree here, and it was a tree here, and then there was a little path that went through there. But the trees looked like they was ready to do this, to reach out and grab you. They were dead, but they looked like something was about to jump off. Now, we walking. My dad and my uncle was up front. We was in the back, and everything all of a sudden stopped being shits and giggles. You know, we stopped laughing because this shit was for real. We looking at it. Now, Larry, it's like walking down this hall. We both saw the height of the trees and we saw the path. As we started walking forward, you know how you hear crickets and all that? It stopped. We witnessed it stopped. There was no more noise.
Right.
And there was a possum. Now, do you remember this, Larry? Me telling you, there was a possum. You remember now? There was a possum hanging in the tree. The closer we got, the bigger that possum got. So by the time we got there, my uncle shot. And when we looked, it made a hiss and dropped. And you know how it make the puddle in the water? And it like it was coming at us. We dropped everything and ran back to the truck. That was my experience. I know what I saw.
Right.
That was
I remember that. I remember y'all talking about that.
And guess what? We ain't went back. We go back down there. I don't mess with that spot.
Now, cause don't your dad and them got some property down there that they own, right?
Yep.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah. Yep.
So you said your uncle shot at it?
He shot at it. And it guess what? It dropped. But when it dropped into that pond, there was the, the circles that go out. Boom, and the circles go out. Something fell into that pond. We saw that, and we hauled.
He shot it. He shot it only once.
He shot it. Yeah. When you saw how big that joker got, it went from that to being the size of a Great Dane.
That's what would have prompted me to keep shooting.
That gun would have been empty.
No, we weren't standing there.
I'd have took off running, but had the gun behind me shooting.
But that's the same thing when it comes down to. Well, I'm not racist. Okay. How many black people do you see in a horror situation that stand there and wait for the thing to get up on them? That's why you don't see too many people in Jason flicks. Because we're not standing there.
I don't even think Hollywood can actually pay a black person.
No, look, Larry, no. I'm sorry. Man, it's not happening.
Look,
not happening.
I can tell you a few instances I had. Now, I'm going to tell y'all about an instance that I experienced more than once, and I knew for a fact I'm not the only one. Now, this is a while back, shortly after my auntie Juanita passed away. What was that, 94, 93 when Auntie Juanita passed away. Yep, it's 93. Yep. Now, Auntie Juanita passed away. Everybody went to that big emotional thing. Now, and here it is a couple years after that. We go to Forest Lawn to go, visit the grave sites. My wife's parents were out there, my auntie was out there, and a whole gaggle of friends out there. Okay, we get to my auntie's, and everything. We just, standing around talking, the kids just moving around normal. But it was like dusk. The sun was going down pretty good. Now, mind you, you know where everybody on here, you should know where Forest Lawn Cemetery is. I'm quite sure you do. Now, you get out there and it's dusk and it's dark and it's getting dark. You start hearing these weird noises. We thinking it's somebody playing a prank. Wasn't nobody out there but us. 2, the direction that the noise, what it was, we heard voices. We heard voices first. It was sound like some talking, moaning, like some Hollywood stuff. Then the stuff turned into these horrific screams. They sound like they were way off in the distance, But these were these horrific screams. Sound like somebody was getting chewed alive by a monster, or alligator, or something, And it's like who that? Yeah, look at it. Look. But it's like we listened to it probably about 5 minutes total, so we can make sure we all heard the same thing. The kids got terrified. They flew over there to us.
What up, Bo?
And in a way, I wanted to say, "Yeah, y'all coming over here for? We can't fight no damn spirit shit."
Right.
So we just got in our van and we took off, and that happened to me 3 times. But the last time that it happened, you can, if you go into Forest Lawn and you know what area where they mostly put the infants and the little children at, go over that area. I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm just saying, go over that area. I experienced the worst spiritual encounter I ever had in my life. It was almost like a whole bunch of people were just coming out of nowhere, and it's like they're coming out of nowhere. Like, you can't just look at them and see like I'm looking at you, and I can see you, but you just know they're there. And I experienced one main entity, and it was a man, an old man. It must have been a farmer or something, because all I could see was an older man, like an older white guy, bald in the top, probably about 6'3", big guy, like he was a farmer. I seen the flannel shirt and everything. This spirit was very angry. Didn't want us there, so we got the fuck out of there quick. We got out of there, man, and it was like it was taking my breath. I hauled ass getting out of there. And everything I tell y'all, I put my hand to God on this. I experienced this stuff. I seen this stuff. Everything y'all gonna hear me say is some stuff that I went through. God is my witness to it. You don't have to believe me. Makes for good stories, but God is my witness on this.
I believe you, Larry, but there's one you missed that me and you experienced.
Which one?
Remember we was at Wicks Park that night?
Oh,
remember that? Y'all, Larry, you gotta tell him. You gotta tell what
Which
was that
part?
That hit the water?
I don't know what that was.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden,
a light came out of his eye.
Right.
Remember? We were there. Oh,
man.
dude. I to this day.
And then not only that, whatever this was, it hit the water, and it was like, you would think it was like a crane or a pelican with a long neck.
There.
Yeah, okay.
I was there.
You saw that too?
That was okay.
I was there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that was okay. That you saw. Okay, well, we all experienced that.
I was there.
What about that night? Did you and your friend went for that walk?
Yeah.
And all y'all heard was something going. Remember that?
Dude, yeah, I remember
Y'all
that.
came back around that corner. I said, let's get the hell out of here, man.
It's time to go.
Let's get out of here.
It's time to go.
Because whatever that was, I mean, you would think it was a crocodile or something.
But the eye lit up.
Yeah, that one that hit the water. Yeah, the eye lit up on that.
I knew it was either you or
that was
it was
weird.
Turk that you was
that
with
was
on
so
that
weird.
One. It was Turk you was with on that one.
Okay, man.
That was. I remember that. That was so weird until I don't have no explanation for that.
Right.
Because it's birds don't fly at night. Owls do.
Right.
And it's rare to see any bird other than any bird flying when it's pitch black outside, when it's dark. Because the average bird cannot see good at night. That's only owls and bats.
Right.
Or whatever. Now, I don't know of any other species that can see good at night, so don't quote me on
rare. It's a very rare thing.
I do know that it's not that many birds that can see good at night. That's why you don't see them flying around so much at night.
And mostly when anything other than a nocturnal animal fly, Most if they fly, it's because danger is there.
Yep.
They have to flee. They have to hurry up.
But Larry,
Now that thing, whatever that was, it looked like a swan with a long neck,
but the eye,
a longer than average neck, and then it plopped down into the water. And he immediately started moving real slow without any head movement.
When y'all
and then
saw
the eye glowed
did it
real
take off?
bright. That I don't know. Maybe
we took off.
Maybe there's a we took off.
we
didn't wait around to see what was going to happen next.
It was like Kurt looked
would
at
we
me.
Would we make good characters for a horror movie? No.
Look, look, man. Kurt looked at me because he was like this, like. And I was like, I'm standing there going like...
You got down.
I looked like, what the hell is that? And it was coming like this, Larry.
Real slow.
Real slow,
floating in the water.
I didn't wait.
I said, hold on, man.
We got down.
Okay, now when it landed in the water...
It's flat.
I'm asking this for the sake of the same thing I'm seeing. When it landed, it didn't go...
Right. But no picture, it's a little plop.
Right, okay, see.
Like it was about this big, but it was about...
That tall?
This big.
Yeah.
It was real big, and it's just floating real slow.
Then
the eyes start glowing. I'm like...
Y'all seen it from inside which part?
Yup.
I seen it from the other side of the water. That's why I say I know what you're talking about. I seen it from the other side of the water.
What the
Not at the same
hell is
time. This is a different time. Not the same time.
We got down, bro.
See, that's why we don't have a real long elaborate story about that little incident because we act like true black people with that incident. We just stand there and see what was going to happen. And the next thing you know, it's over there killing us.
Right.
Whatever it was. So we don't know what that was. We don't know if that was a paranormal experience or an alien or a bird that had a glowing eye or whatever. We don't know. So
Honey says she can't see Rick running.
Who said that?
Honey. Hey, believe it or not, you probably wouldn't see him run because he can run so damn fast.
Y'all better ask.
Rick was the fastest runner in the neighborhood.
Man,
probably still is, even because most of us done got rickety as hell.
Yes.
What Roy saying?
But
Roy say, "Oh Lord, it's crazy."
Now, go ahead.
Larry, what I want you to do is to go into detail about the house on 11th and Walnut.
Man trying to reconnect. Look at that.
You're right.
Now, Larry's about to tell y'all something very interesting that is 100% true.
Now, y'all remember? See, mine is still doing that, man. I'm gonna slap my phone. But y'all remember what I said just a few minutes ago? Y'all can go to my YouTube channel and y'all can see the story. It's a report that went on the news and everything. Now, 8 years old. That's how old I was when we moved there. Then we moved there in the late summer, early fall. I don't know. It was kind of cool outside shortly after we moved there. Okay, mine is back now. But like I said, go to my YouTube channel and you'll see the story. It's a man on there. It's a white man on there. You know the story because it's a white man on there with a little mustache and beard. Neat guy. You can tell he's professional. Okay. Now, we get to this house. We don't know nothing about the house we moving in. Mom and Daddy, they took care of all that business. So we get to the house. As soon as we get to the house and walk in, Kurt walked in like 3 steps before me and stopped and looked at, I don't like this house. And I got right next to him and I was like, me neither. I don't know, something wrong, So, time went on. As time went on, we started to notice more and more stuff. First, we heard the story about, the lady getting killed in that house. The lady getting killed in that house. Now, in the report that if you go on my YouTube, they're not gonna tell you everything about the story, but I'm gonna tell y'all everything that I found out. I found out that the lady was not only killed, she was raped, beaten, and butchered. She was butchered. They had to clean blood off the ceiling. There was so much blood in that house. Now, and it is a known fact too. Anybody who know anything about the paranormal, once blood sets in, then that spirit can be there. The blood can stay there. Because where does the spirit lie in the human body? In the blood. Read your book. Now, it started out like this. At nighttime, when we go to bed, we would hear this little faint walking. We had those
Heater on
heater
the floor,
vents
a
on
little
the
vent
floor.
on the floor, yeah.
We had one probably about 3x3 on the floor, and every night we would hear this walking back and forth across that floor, across that vent.
Every night.
Every night. Then it got to the point to where we would hear it walking up and across that vent. Then it would walk upstairs to where our bedrooms were at. Walk around in the hallway out there.
Every
night. Then it got to where walk across that vent. You could hear somebody come out of the living room, walk across that vent back and forth, walk up the stairs, and then walk into our bedrooms. My mom and dad's bedroom was over here. Our bedroom was right across from theirs. And the bathroom was up right there too, in between. Okay. That entity will walk into my parents' room, then walk into our room. You can hear this thing walk into our closet. You can hear it plainly. Into our closet, move back and forth in the closet for a few minutes, and then go back downstairs and hit that heater vent again. This every single night. Now, I had the worst experience in that house, and people to this day do not believe me for the simple fact. Hell, I don't know what the fucking fact is, but I
know it's true.
We was all upstairs. It had got late. Mom and them had company over there, played cards and everything, and so everybody went upstairs. Oops, the radio was on. The stereo was left on. It wasn't loud, but the stereo was left on. Mama said, "Larry, go down there and turn that stereo off." I didn't want to do it. I was horrified from the first opening word. She said, "Go down there, turn that music off." I said, "Mama, do I have to? Please, Mama, I don't want to go down there." She said, "Boy, you better do like I said." Okay. So I got up. I'm crying all the way down the stairs. When I get to the bottom of the stairs, I'm not off the stairs now. I'm just at the bottom 2 steps. I can hear somebody talking to me. It was a lady's voice talking to me, saying, "Come here. It's okay. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. It's okay." Kept saying that, and now I'm in a full-blown scream now. And Mama told me if I don't turn that radio off and get my butt back upstairs in the bed, she gonna kick my so-and-so. So I was 2 seconds away from just getting a whooping, because I was not gonna go down there. But I mustered up the courage to go down them stairs, and I put this on everything I love. I could almost see the silhouette of a woman with long hair peeking around that corner in the living room. It was dark in the living room. Like you can see a silhouette. You know how you can see something, but you can see through it? It was like that. Now,
I would have took the butt whooping. Just so y'all know. No, I would have went down there.
And I seen this just as I was getting ready to put my finger to the stereo and turn it off. And this lady was saying, "It's okay. Come here. It's okay." I hit that button, and I hit an octave of probably, I could have outdid Mariah Carey on this screen. Said, "Come here." Man, I hit that button and I took off running so hard. If I stubbed a toe, I didn't notice it. I could have broke an arm and I wouldn't have noticed it. I ran up them stairs and I screamed and I screamed and I screamed until they had to come in and calm me down. And I will never, ever forget that. Now, fast forward a short period of time. Me, being the inquisitive little nosy child I was, I wanted to see if there was any evidence of what these people were talking about. So they said it was blood on the wall. Right here in the God. I can't remember what it was I had. I took something and I plucked at the paint on the wall. I did it in the corner so won't nobody see. And I plucked at the paint on the wall and I pulled the paint back, probably about the size of about the length of $1. Pulled it back and sure enough, it was red stuff on that wall. It was old faded red stuff on the wall. So I said, okay, I hope that's paint. I pushed it back, tried to make it like ain't nothing happened. I never got in trouble for it because I just think that they just never paid it no attention. Now, fast forward a little bit of time. That house, when it rained or snowed real good and the water in the crawl space under the house, it'll go up. And when it go down, there was the most gruesome smell that comes from underneath that house.
Oh, yeah.
When I say gruesome, if you have never smelled a dead body in your life, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But if you smell a dead body, you'll know what I'm talking about. It smelled worse than a decaying dog.
Yep.
And I have smelled dead bodies before, literally smelled dead, decaying bodies. To God. They had a part of the report is not in the report that was put on my page. There was a child that came up missing.
Yep.
It's believed that baby was murdered too. They never found that baby.
The child.
They never found that baby. And on top of that, the landlord and everybody else was too damn scared to go under that house to investigate.
And let me tell you how we know for a fact. Whenever I say fact, that means I have proof. Let me tell you how I know for a fact that there was a child there. First of all the neighbors told us.
I got you.
We heard this from the neighbors. First of all, it was said that the child was murdered also. They never found the child. Rumor has it the child was under the house. But the smell was definitely from something dead. This smell was so bad until there was nothing anybody can do to get that smell out of that house, and nobody found it. But it was said to be coming from under the house. Okay, you know how you have dreams that are connected to reality? Okay, everybody can do that. Some way better than others. I was one of the people that can do it way better than others. And it's not, that's not something you try to do. It's just something you do. It's just natural. As a kid, I used to have a reoccurring dream of being in one room and hearing a baby crying in another room, and I would automatically say, it's time to go. And then I wake up. This dream happened almost every 2 or 3 nights that we lived in that house. At least every 2 to 3 nights we lived in that house. I hated that house. That house gave me a sick, eerie, and when I say eerie, I mean eerie feeling every day and every night. If that was me who had to go down those stairs and turn off a stereo, you gonna have to whoop me. No. Whoop me and whoop me good. I'm gonna earn that whooping. Nah, not going.
It's one more thing that I didn't mention. I didn't say, and I know you probably remember this, but it's something I rarely talked about all the way up to this night. All the way up to now. This 41 years later. That dream I had about that white ram. Do you remember that dream I told you about?
Mm-hmm.
I was asleep. Well, I can't say I was asleep. You know the part between being asleep and being woke? That's when your mind and your spirit is on an open plane.
Right.
That's where your clairvoyancy is wide open.
Right.
Okay. That walking and everything went across that downstairs again. Came up the stairs. But what I'm seeing is coming up the stairs is this white glow come up the stairs and a white ram, with the horns that go back and bumping heads. One of them walked up the stairs, and when it got to the top of the stairs, it looked around the post straight in there at me. And me and my brother shared this big old bed. And I just so happened to be on the end of the bed that was facing the door. I was wide open. A monster could have came and got me or anything. But now, like I say, right-handed God, and y'all know I don't play with that. This thing walked into my room. Walked straight up to me. When I say white, it was white like something that you would picture as heavenly white. Pure like that. But the eyes of it was little yellow flames. They were not eyeballs. They were little yellow flames. And this thing got this close to me. And I was stuck and I could feel his breath on my face. I could feel this thing's breath on my face. Oh, yeah. And the thing, it got real close to me like that. And then he backed up. Turned around, went back to the stairs, looked back at me one more time, walked down the stairs, and I never seen that animal again. Never saw it again. When that animal went down the stairs, got to the bottom of them stairs, that's when I came out of it, and I screamed and woke everybody in the house up. Mom and Daddy come running in there, grabbing me, and I'm kicking and screaming, and I'm telling them trying to tell them what's going on. I wasn't making no sense at first, But I was so messed up at that moment. I was when I say out of it, I was out of it. And it's like I say, it's not a joke at all. It's not a joke at all. It's now I'm gonna kick something to y'all real quick. And I know everybody on here, especially if you're an adult, you have went through this. Have you ever been just going about a normal day, normal routine or whatever, and you say for instance, you about to reach up and grab a box of cereal, but it seems like something shoot past you right then. You look and you don't see nothing. Okay, you keep going, but then some other time you might see. You swear up and down, you just saw somebody standing right, like a picture of somebody right here or something like that. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, see, what people don't realize, and this is something me and my mama talked about a long time ago, a lot of times there might be something that might need that little bit of your energy. And once you give them a slight focus, they got it. They might need to be seen at that very moment. They might be a distraction for something. We're not sure. But it's so much stuff that is possible. A lot of stuff people don't believe. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. A lot of people don't believe in spirit and ghosts and everything. What do you think is driving the human body right now?
Your spirit.
Your spirit.
Your spirit.
Definitely.
Your spirit. Your soul. Your spirit.
We are spirit
That's what's
beings.
driving your body.
What do you think happens when you die? Do you think the spirit dies?
No.
No, its spirit does not
goes
die.
back
It goes
up
on.
to God.
Right.
It goes on to where it goes.
Because the spirit and the soul is a part of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's already there. It just transfers. You know? And like I say, our bodies are organic, just like a tomato plant.
Right.
You know, tomato plant can be infected and then, hey, the tomatoes and stuff will die, the plant will die. You know? But, hey, the seeds might still be some good, you know what I'm saying? You know?
Right.
And all that. But the human body is just like that. Except we are driven by the spirit. We're driven by a soul and everything. And there's a whole lot more can go into it, but we're not going to go all up into theology and human makeup and all that good stuff.
Right.
But when we talking about paranormal, it is true. And a lot of y'all know it. So...
And a lot of people see everybody got what you call a sixth sense. Everybody is how you want to say clairvoyant?
Yeah, clairvoyant.
To a degree. You got some people that are, I don't know if you want to call it gifted or not, that are a little more clairvoyant than others. You can see stuff that other people can't see. Everybody experience paranormal stuff to some degree at some point in your life. Even if it's once. You got a lot of people who I don't want to say curse, but they tend to experience it way more than they want to. You got a lot of people that experience it and don't even know they're experiencing it.
Thank you.
They don't even know they're experiencing it. But everybody is susceptible to experiencing paranormal stuff to some degree and at some point in your life. More than likely, everybody has. I know I have. I'm going to tell you something about something that happened to me, and I need my brother's help to tell me, or not to tell me, but to tell you and y'all, because there's something that I can't say it traumatized me, but it also taught me to be as fearless as I am today. You know, I had an incident that happened to me when I was a kid. That happened to me when we lived in Detroit. Because we're all originally from Detroit. But it happened to me, it started in Detroit.
I was the only one that was accidentally born in
Let
Saginaw.
me redo that. It started in Saginaw. And we moved back to Detroit. And it followed me there. Or whatever. And it got worse. And it followed me back here. We went to a church. I can't tell you where this church was or whatever, but it was when we were kids.
I can tell you.
And well, don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it, but I can tell you where it's
But
not there no more. But
right, we went to a church where what we thought was a church, and me and Larry, we always have been. We feel the same thing at the same time most of the time. We can also sense death. We still do that now. We can sense death. We go to this. My mama used to want us to go to church. We'll go to this church, but me and Larry never liked the church. Every time we go inside, we got this sick eerie feeling like we did when we moved into that house. And we used to sometimes even cry. But we would tell my mother. At first, she ignored us because she thinking because we kids, we know what we was talking about. But she finally started paying us some attention because she felt it. Okay, so she told the preacher, whoever he was, that we're not gonna go here anymore. So he told my mother that you shouldn't stop coming here, and if you do, something is gonna happen to one of your kids. Okay, do y'all believe in voodoo? Now, I can't say exactly if that's what they did to me, because I was that kid.
Wait, I gotta stop you for a minute. Voodoo is not actually the bad religion. When you're talking black magic, people we always get voodoo and black magic mixed up. There's a difference. But as you were.
Now I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna touch on that too. You got some people who believe that voodoo is bad because people use it for bad sometimes. And then you got people that say they believe in all of it is black magic. It's just different names given to it in different aspects. And supposedly, I don't know, don't quote me on any of this because I don't even waste my time trying to find out or whatever or figure it out. I don't know if I should or not, but you got some people believe that all of it is bad. And some people actually try to use it for good. You know what I'm saying? Because they want money, riches, fame, and all of that crap. So they try to actually use it for good, but bad comes back to them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's something that I will never mess with. I'll leave it alone. You know, I don't mess with anybody who does it. If I meet anybody who does it, apparently they must do it, and I don't know they do it. Or whatever, but this is only one of the many reasons why you should keep your circle very small.
Believe me, you have run across people like that right here in the
I believe you. I probably done shook hands with people who do it. You know, but I'm a firm believer in being protected by God too.
And the very ones
I'm covered in the blood of Jesus all day long and all night long.
I'm gonna tell you just like this. We have all come in contact with some of those that you just talked about, but those are some of the very ones that you never see again. Because the Spirit of God is on you heavier than what they so-called spirit is, you know, and everything. And a lot of stuff, like you said, a lot of this riches and stuff, the spirit that they worshiping is the devil, you know, and that's just the bottom line. They might not even know it, and then some know it and just want to ignore it.
Because knowing what I know, how you not supposed to mess around with any of that, I don't care what it's labeled as and how you try to use it. Knowing the fact that you're not supposed to do that or whatever, I don't mess with it and I don't look at any of it. I don't care if you try to use it for good. You're not supposed to use it. You're not supposed to mess with that stuff because that stuff is real and it's not to be messed with. And mysteriously, everybody that does, their lives goes to crap. And they die. They die horrible deaths and they die early because what they don't understand is whatever you put out there comes back twice. Or more comes back, but it don't come back good because you're not supposed to mess with that anyway. But let me get back to what I was saying. Okay, I was the person that something happened to when I was a kid. I start having these weird episodes of every time I wake up and I'm looking at just as plain as I'm looking at you with the shades on or off. And I will see stuff that I feel like I can reach out and touch. I wasn't touching it, but I can. It looked like if I wanted to, I could. Okay, my first
plain and solid.
Exactly, it was plain and solid. I mean, my first incident. I'm laying next to my mother in a bed. I looks up at the wall shortly after I woke up, and I just knew I was dreaming still, but I felt like I was woke, which I was woke. I was wide awake. I look at the wall. I see a tarantula on the damn wall, a black and yellow tarantula. Probably about that big. It was big, about big as one of our dogs.
That would have been instant diarrhea for me.
It was almost for me at that time because I looked and I just knew, even as a kid, I knew I was dreaming. So I closed my eyes and did the typical, squint your eyes, shut them tight, and go shake your head and go open them back up. It was still there. And it stayed there and it actually moved. But I said, this can't be real. I was totally convinced it cannot be real. Because where would something come from like that and that big and don't nobody see it but me? So I told my mom, I said, Mom, it's a spider on the wall. The moment she looked up, it disappeared. She said, where? I said, I thought there was a spider on the wall. So that was my first incident. I remember that like it was yesterday. Then it progressed, and no matter where we moved, it kept happening. I would wake up out of a deep sleep, out of a normal sleep, wake up, whether it was at night or in the morning, and I would have these weird episodes. It went through phases. At first, I would see a little something here and there. Then I would wake up, and I started talking out of my head. I don't know what I was talking about, but I wasn't making any sense. And then it changed to where we moved to Detroit. We moved back to Detroit. And what I would see in that house was some of the weirdest things I ever seen. I'm asleep, and in the middle of the night, I wakes up one night, and I see some little short, weird-looking people tiptoeing into the living room. I was on the couch sleep. My daddy was on the couch sleep. My brother Larry was in another room and sleep, and my mom was in another room sleep. And Pat was real little back then. Pat was real little back then. And here comes some people tiptoeing in the living room, real slow. Some little short, little weird-looking people. They had some water, like a tub full of water, floating in the air behind them.
Wasn't no tub though, right?
No, it's just the water. Floating in the air behind them. There's some people in front of the water and some people in behind the water.
Dang.
Okay. How I knew what they were going to do with the water, I don't know. But they were getting ready to try to drown my father. Okay, I wasn't having it. So I instantly started screaming. I screamed to the top of my lungs. At least I thought I was screaming. I was wondering why wasn't nobody moving. Nobody got up. And I kept hollering and screaming until I actually did it. And it woke the whole house up. Then these little weird looking little things or whatever turned into a bunch of little monsters reaching up on the couch trying to grab me. And I'm screaming and hollering. You know, I'm a little kid, right? I'm screaming and hollering and whatever. And Larry, everybody panicking, wondering what in God's name is wrong with me. And I'm pointing like, right there. You know, Larry swinging and acting like he fighting them. But he didn't see anything, so
seen nothing. All I know is
my mama
crying.
My daddy grabbed me, one and said, "Bro, what the hell is wrong with you?" And it all disappeared. Then I snapped out of it.
Was that the time that that preacher was behind?
This is when I started seeing him. I don't know if it was that preacher, but I know it was a man.
It was him.
I believe so.
I'm gonna tell you how I know it was him. Go ahead.
This is what started happening after that, because it went in so many different phases. We would be laying in the room sleep. Okay? I said, forget that couch. Maybe that's what brought that on that time. I said, I'm not sleeping on that couch anymore. But that wasn't it. So we're in the room sleep. All of a sudden, I would wake up. Here's a bunch of people dressed in black. Bunch of people dressed in black. Had to be like 20, 30 people. Damn. Walking into our bedroom with this man, this black man. He was a black man. Following behind him, he would have his long robe on, and it was all black. He had a hat on. He was wearing a hat, and he would always stop and look at me with this slight grin on his face. They never did anything to me. But they would stop, and he would look at me, and he'd smile, and then they keep walking through the room. And then they'll all walk into the closet and disappear. And that was it. Now they started doing this every night. Every single night, this would happen. We moved back to Saginaw, bruh.
Hey, Sean.
Bruh, we moved back to Saginaw. And the same thing started happening in that house on 11th and Walnut. The house where we hear the woman downstairs walking across the vent. It happened in that house. On top of that, bruh.
The energy it was too much energy available. Let me tell you how I know that this man, because he passed away, and I showed him to y'all in the newspaper. Because he always wore a hat, but he always wore a Kango type hat. He wore that hat all the time. And that's how, when he passed away, I said, when I seen it, I like, this man right here is familiar. And then I remember showing it to y'all, and it had all of his, his information that he was a pastor or whatever. And I'm like, this man is familiar. And I'll never forget. I showed it to you and y'all. That's that preacher. You said that's the man that was in my dream.
I would have to see that again
I
because
don't wanna
all
see
I
it.
know is this brother would look at me and smile. Had this smirk on his face, like he had. I mean, it was everything about that smile looking like I told you.
Mm-hmm.
I told you. I mean, that's what I got from that smile. He kept looking at me with that a half smile like this.
No.
I mean, they would when we moved back to Saginaw. It came with me. It came with me, and the same thing would happen in that same house that was already haunted, bruh. On top of hearing this woman walking around downstairs, and how we know it was a woman because she's the one that died in the house. Walking around downstairs, she walking upstairs, she walks into the room, and this is on top of the stuff that was happening to me. All this happening in that house. Okay, these people was still coming into the room, bro. I be so scared, bro. All I can do is shake like I'm freezing cold. I was laying there shaking, bro. I was balled up under the cover, shaking, looking at this, and this man looking at me. Bro, let me tell you what I did, because I got so tired of being scared. Every time when it happened, night after night after night, after they got through walking through the room into the closet, disappearing, I got up and I would sit by the window and I pray real hard. I just kept praying for hours, bro, until the sun came up. I kept doing it every single night. And then after that, I got tired of being scared. The people came into the room one night. I was waiting on it. I got up while they were coming into the room. I got up and I sat by that window with my back to them, and I just sat there and rocked and prayed. Nothing happened to me, but I just sat there and I prayed and I kept praying. When I tell you for hours, bro, I'm talking about from 1 o'clock in the morning all the way to 6 a.m., 7 o'clock a.m. when the sun came all the way up. I sat there in that window and I got sick of being scared. When I tell you I got tired of being scared, bro, it was gone. The whole fear thing was gone. I would even walk downstairs by myself. I got tired of being scared, bro. I got sick and tired of being scared, and I never was scared again, and it never happened again.
He took my bravery
After
away.
that last time, that was it. It didn't happen anymore. I was never bothered with that again.
Well, and that was a blessing.
All of that went away.
I'm gonna tell you, I do think, and I'm gonna tell you this, I do think that they tried at me first. You wanna know why I say that? Do you remember that day we was in that church? We was sitting in the back. What did it say?
What did Chuck say? He said, that's when I got built.
Chuck said what? That's my dog.
Hey, Kurt.
That was the beginning, bro. That was the beginning.
Hey, Kurt, the reason why I tell you I think they did a crack at me, do you remember that day we went to that church? Now, I might as well buffer. But anyway, that one time we went to that church, I think it was an evening program. You know how the music get revved up, get ramped up and everything, and all that. So we goes in there. They got to playing the music and they singing, and the preacher, the pastor man, he dog like this. I never forget this. And it seemed like something reached in my chest and started squeezing. I just broke out, real loud.
I remember that day.
You remember that?
I remember that day because you had problems with your chest.
Yep.
I remember as a kid. I remember that. I thought Larry was having a heart attack as a kid.
I started screaming, and Mama knew something was wrong at that minute, because she's like, "What's wrong with you?" Got up and we walked out the church. When we got outside, it went away, but I was still crying because I was horrified. That pain in my chest, it felt like something had hit me in my chest and just started squeezing. I cried so hard, and I was so glad when Mama got us up, because I did not want to go to the church that night. Neither one of us did. We wanted to stay outside. When we got there, I never forget this. We wanted to stay outside in the car. I'm saying, nah, y'all better come on in here. Well, being obedient children instead of getting beat all upside the head and stuff. We went on in there, and you know what? We wasn't there. 30 minutes. We wasn't there a half hour, and we were gone.
That's why That's why when y'all kids tell y'all stuff, pay attention to it. When they scared of something, 90% of the times there's a special reason for that. Okay? Because according to my parents, I can't remember this. Me as a little bitty kid, I used to see stuff. According to them, they said I was always seeing stuff because sometimes they would see it and they know that I saw something because it was, they done encountered a couple of haunted houses or whatever. And this is when I was the only child. But this is according to them, so I can't really elaborate on that because that was so long ago, way back before I can even remember, if I even developed a memory. But that's a long time ago. But I'm going to tell y'all this last story. This is supposed to be true. This is supposed to be 100% true, supposedly. Okay. There was this elderly couple. I call them elderly because the man was in his early 70s. Between 71 and 73. His wife was in her late 60s, 68, 69, something like that. This man he was a truck driver. Okay, he put in his time in the military. He put in his 30 years in the military. He put in his time with GM, 30-something years or whatever. But he became a truck driver in his later years. He was one of those guys that looked way younger than what he really was. He was 70-something years old, but he looked like he probably about 50 at the most, at the oldest. Guy, he still worked out. He still ran miles every day. He still exercised regularly, him and his wife. They both were in good shape to be older. This guy was a truck driver. Most of the time, you rarely saw one of them without the other. Now, this is the way the story, I'm going to tell you how the story was told to me. So bear with me if I stumble over a little bit, because I'm trying to remember this. This was back in the way it was told, when it was told to me, it was back in the early 2000s. You rarely saw one without the other. Most of the time, whenever he was on the road, his wife went with him. His wife and their 2 dogs. Okay. This guy was like an over-the-road icon. Everybody from thousands of miles knew who this man was because he was a good guy. He helped people. He's clothed people. He's took care of people. He's housed people. He is just all-around good guy, And people loved him. I mean, they really loved him because he was just that good of a guy. He was a God-fearing man. He was a very hard worker. And when you see him, you would not know he was 70-something years old. You'd think he was at least 50 years old. And a very smart guy, too. He drove trucks, and he didn't have to. He had at least like 20, 30 trucks of his own out there that he had people driving for him. So he made good money. Okay, but he was one of those guys that got up in age. He wanted to always stay busy. This is why he looked so young anyway. I don't remember any names or whatever, but this guy, anytime his wife did not go with him, it was always for a special reason. Sometimes she had, doctor's appointments that she had to keep, because they were older and they had to, doctor's appointments and stuff. And she was sick. She was sick. She had the flu. This one time when she didn't go with him. She stayed home, and any time, which was very rare that she did not go with him. I mean, very rare. They were like lovebirds or whatever. One didn't even function right without the other one around. But every now and again, he would go out for some of his short trips without her. Okay. He went out this one time, and every stop he made, and even while he was driving, he called her. She can count on his call it was like they talked more when he was on the road than they did when he was at home. But he called her at every stop. He called her while he was driving. He called to make sure they stayed in touch because this is what they do. He was talking to her or whatever, and she asked where was he. He told her what state he was passing through. Okay. She said, where exactly are you? So he told her the exact location he was at, and he was getting ready to pull into a rest area. While he was pulling in, he told her, I'm getting ready to pull into a rest area. She said, well, look, she said, because she can track his every move because of the GPS that he had on the truck, and she had the GPS at home on the computer. So she said, okay, I see you, but what you need to do is you need to be careful. There's a roadblock about 5-6 miles ahead because there's been a bad accident up there. Okay. He said, okay, well, when I get ready to leave, I'm finna go in here, use the bathroom, and, get some out of the vending machine and keep going. Give me some water, a couple of beverages or whatever, and keep going. So that's what he did. He got in the truck, and he actually stayed on the phone with her. He said, yep, you're right. There's an accident up here. He said, this looks awfully familiar. This truck, this damaged up here, this truck, it was a truck with another truck that had, you know what I'm saying, they had collided or whatever, trying to pass the other one, and he clipped the trailer. He went over, got back over in the lane too early, and his trailer hit the other truck. So it caused a big bad accident, and they were trying to figure out so the traffic was backed up. He's trying to figure out was there any fatalities or whatever. And his wife said, because he stayed on the phone with her, his wife said, I hate to tell you this, but unfortunately there is a fatality up there. And he said, really? He said, this looked like one of my guys up here. He said, this truck. He said, wait a minute, this is one of my trucks. So he pulls over to the side. They directed him to get back in the truck. So he tries to run over there and see which one of his guys, and crashed. And he wondered, was it his guy that died in the accident, or was it the other guy? Because she told him she getting the news on the news saying there's only one fatality. So he wondered, was it his guy or was it the other guy? So he trying to get up there, but the police made him get back into the truck. They made everybody get back in the cars and wait until they direct the traffic past the accident. Okay, he finally gets past or whatever. He tells her, let me call you right back. So he calls his company, and he can't get no answer. He can't get anybody to answer at his company to see what is going to do. They know anything? Do they have any information? So he trying to talk to people, to the police at the scene. But they're directing traffic, telling everybody to go past. So he goes up so far, and he pulls over again. His wife's still on the phone or whatever. He calls her back and said he can't get any answers right now, so he's just going to have to wait. So she said, unfortunately, she said, I just found out, I don't know who it is yet, but the driver in your truck, he passed away. Okay. So all of a sudden, so he's first, let me say, he's very sad or whatever. He got to find out who this was, which one of his drivers passed away. So he was pretty upset about it. And his wife, she was pretty upset about it also. So she said, I'm going to keep you posted. I'm not going to get off this phone. He said, yeah, don't get off the phone yet. He said, if I find out anything, I'm going to let you know too. And she said, just make sure you all right. He said, I'm fine. So she all of a sudden gets a knock at the door. She got a knock at the door. 2 police shows up. A couple of police shows up at her door and lets her know, asks her what's her name or whatever, and told her, we are sorry to inform you that your husband was killed in a bad accident out here on the road. And she said, oh, no.
How you doing, Robert?
She said, that's not my husband who died in that accident. If you're talking about the same accident, he's on the phone right now. So I've been talking to him. They said, this happened 2 days ago. Said this fatal accident happened 2 days ago. And they brought her a couple of his things that he took with him. His old military dog tags, you know. And it was something else, I don't remember what it was, but they handed them to her.
Hey, Felicia.
And she said, no. Hey, Felicia. And she said, nope, this can't possibly be him because I'm on the phone with him right now. She said, I'll prove it. Come on in. She told him to come in. She got back on the phone, nothing but static. She been talking to his spirit for the past 2 days.
That'll make one heck of a movie.
She been talking to his spirit for the past 2 days. They were that close.
That's what you call soul-to-soul commitment.
Yep.
Wow.
She gets back on the phone, nothing but static. She keep calling his name, nothing. She hung up, called it back. It just rings. He never picks up.
Like you say, somebody told you this just after the year 2000?
Wow.
Wow. That's a true story?
Supposedly.
Okay, well
now,
true or not, that's a good one.
She been talking to his spirit for the past 2 days. Now tell me that ain't some paranormal stuff.
Wow.
Whether that's true or not, that was something else.
Man, yeah.
You know. But I just wanted to end it on that, y'all.
We can go
this is
on
one of them.
but...
Yeah, this is one of them things where we can go on and on and on, even down to me smelling the perfume of a dead person.
Oh, glad you said that.
Yeah.
Glad you said that. Check this out. Now, this here is right here in town. This is right here in town.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I experienced this for myself. And I was not alone, and I didn't experience it. I didn't experience it by myself. People that was with me experienced it too. There is, if you go out that way toward going to a townhouse, I can't remember which street it is. It cuts off.
Yeah, because remember me and you was together when this happened.
That was you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in your van.
Yeah, that is right. We cut off because I had heard the story about the school just back there, just tucked off in that neighborhood back there. I can't remember the name of the school, whatever. Back out. A long time ago, there was a young lady who was kidnapped, beaten, raped, and I think she was stabbed to death or whatever, but they hung her up on the flagpole right in the front yard, right hand, and I'm not playing. They hung that girl up on the flagpole on the front of that school to be found later. They found her, got her down, and, so the story goes. I wanted to go back there and see if there's a school building back there because I was told it was still back there.
Right.
Lo and behold, there is. And there is a flagpole right in the front of this school. I don't know if it's still there at this moment, right now today. But this was back here. When did I have that? Because I had the white van, right?
Yep.
I had that white van. Anyway, this was back probably about 2007, 8, or 9, something like that. We went back there. Me, you, my man was with me too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. We all was in the van together.
Around Halloween time, wasn't it?
Yep.
Something like that.
It was around Halloween time. We went back there, and somebody had said, "You go back there, you know that the girl's there because you can either smell a perfume or see something." Something they said. We got back there, and God is my witness. We all at the same time smelt some flower
fresh,
perfume.
strong perfume,
and this was at night. A damp night where you can't say it was warm, pollen floating around because it was like it is tonight. It is like it is tonight. Cold, damp, and dark. And go back there, and I swear on everything I love, I smelled that perfume. And to validate that, I waited some time, and I went back. Same thing. The same thing. Then I tried to take somebody there, to creep them out. The whole thing was blocked off. Everything back there was blocked off. Can't get back. I don't think you can get back there to this day. So I don't know if all that blocking it all got anything to do with it. But that right there, God is my witness. I experienced that and everything. So people, please stop with this. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just saying, be more open-minded. You know, I'm just saying people need to be more open-minded to these things because there's always something out there that you don't know or you don't know all about. Think about this. Everybody wants to, when they pass away, they want to go to heaven. If there's no spirit, if there's no soul, then how you going to go to heaven?
Can't just walk up in there.
You can't show, okay, let me get about this casket, man. Let me go, hey, God, here come. No, can't do that. Now, and also we be talking about the Willie Lynch syndrome. Mm-hmm. Now, that right there got a lot of minds clouded and clogged up, too. They say the white man gave the black man their religion and whatnot. Peel those layers back and you'll see what's what. There is a religion, but the white man didn't create it. They might show you how they worship or whatever, all that stuff. We already know that the spirit of God, you can't see him, so how you know it's a white God up there in the sky? You don't know. Then Jesus Christ, in the Bible and the Quran, everything does not describe pointy-nosed, blue-eyed man. So we already know that. But with knowing that much, you know that there's a Holy Spirit. Why is there no other spirit? God created so much stuff, man. But be careful of what you look for, careful what you ask for, because you might get a clone. You might get a satanic imitator. They come along, and when I tell people you got fleas, that means you got something stuck to you.
I was supposed to say, I got some flea medication. Spray that on there one good time to get off of you.
My wife got some holy flea medication.
Yeah, she got some holy flea
She
medication.
spray some of that on you. You get to hopping around here like one of these dogs.
Real fleas. I was supposed to say, I got a gaggle of that in there. You can spray
Right.
it.
No, I got to keep a little bit of stuff around there for Bella anyway. But hey Mia, we got a little tiny puppy just came. Says she want to get in there too. Hey girl.
She wish she was a puppy.
Hey girl, well you know, puppy she's fun size.
You're a little bit away from here.
She's fun size.
Yeah, hairy heifer. Yeah, hairy heifer. All right, we're going to get ready and sign out and get off of here, y'all. We don't want to freak everybody out and all this paranormal stuff, but we're going to do a part 2 to this, too. Just like we're going to do a part 2 to the...
oh, there's a ghost
you ready?
over there.
You ready to put that rascal on here? Oh, look at this,
check
y'all.
this out, y'all.
Look at this.
Check this out. Look at this here.
Look at this rascal right here.
Look at that.
Fire. Look at this.
Boss
This
Bitch Killers Productions.
Boss Bitch Kill. Look at it. Look at it. Rascal.
Now,
Big mouth.
Y'all talking about
look at this.
Some dogs.
Yeah, buddy. We got some good quality things going on over here with Boss
When I
Bitch
say,
Killers for real.
I mean,
Look at this little rascal. You wait till y'all see him after they start getting bigger.
It's a serious. They believe it or not.
This little rascal. This is just one of 9
over here right now. You know, one of 9 bullies. And
oh yeah.
These puppies so.
Want to see something? Hey, you would rather deal with the paranormal. You come when these little rascals get bigger. When you see the mama and the daddy, you rather deal with the paranormal. If you come, you catch a rascal climbing through one of these windows.
You would become part of the paranormal.
The mama and daddy of those little rascals are right here in the house.
Wonder how them dogs got so fat and there's a ghost running around the living room trying to escape.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, man. You come up to that fence, to that kennel back here.
We're going to get on down, y'all. We're going to sign out with our little ghost stories or whatever.
Yeah, but...
we're going to do a part 2 to this because my wife going to share some stuff with y'all too. And we're going to share more stuff with y'all. Some of it is going to be fake and some of it is going to be real. Because it makes for good...
Like that time I was going to get that house and whatever was it.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all almost sprayed your panties.
You know what? If something had happened to me like
so
that,
we gonna get out of here, y'all.
At my age now,
until part 2, we'll see y'all. All right, Chuck, man, you was killing me, bro.
Shot shit straight up to my neck.
All right, brother Chuck.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in.